My name is John Walson. This is for FTT211. It is February 18th, 2026. I'm going to go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to go over is things I've learned from this class. I think that the basic familiarity with the platform and taking it apart and putting it together, over and over again, week after week, is really taking a lot of the fear out of me, or not necessarily fear, but hesitancy to get into working on the 1911 and making modifications out of the equation. I feel a lot more comfortable taking on 1911 work. I wish we could have done a little bit more customization, a little bit more hands-on stuff, but I'm going to get into that later. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I've gained. Also, I haven't really found too many discrepancies between the um, the knowledge out there on the 1911. I found a few where people say things that don't really make sense to me. One of the discrepancies that right off the bat is that a lot of people, this is going to tie into everything we're talking about the rest of this video, but is people trying to get that 1911 trigger so sensitive that you're violating safety concerns, which um, a lot of people want to tune these guns to be race guns, and the gun was originally designed as a duty pistol. It's not necessarily meant to be a high-end, high-performance gun. um, any gun can be made better and turned into something that's more performance oriented. So I'm not saying that it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just there's a lot of people out there that put this information out, and the average Joe goes, "Oh, I think I can do that," and then they drop their gun one day and shoot themselves, which is going to tie into some of the other stuff I got going on in this video. So not too many discrepancies. I guess um, the biggest one would be that, and the lack of having a jig. Everybody says we need these jigs to be doing a lot of this work, and we don't have it. So I would really wish that a jig had been included in the tooling in this class, because it prevents you from making too many mistakes. It allows you to not do that. So everybody's saying we need this jig, you need this jig, and we don't have it. So that's one of the big discrepancies I found in the class. Which goes to more than one way to skin a cat. You can take measurements with calipers. You can do all different kinds of things, or you can use the jig. You can, and there's more than one way to skin a cat when it comes to the modifications to the firearm. Some things we spend a lot of time working on can be accomplished by ordering a 30, 40, $50 part, and could save a lot of time, and something that's factory made, maybe with a warranty, that would be better out of the box than something that I could make by hand. So that's one of the other things. So there's it's mainly just aftermarket modifications might be a better way to go than necessarily hand tuning certain things of the gun. Um, and so one of the things that needs to be maintained at all times is the safety, and that's kind of what I'm tying the whole thing into. Uh, is that it doesn't matter if the gun is better in your hands, it matters what your customer says. So you need to be able to make sure that the gun is safe, and you need to have clear instructions and clear communication with your customer to find out what they want the firearm to be used for, what they want it to be capable of doing. Because if you go in and you start modifying things and you make it a hair trigger, and they can't even line up a shot or get a good positive reset, they might be coming back to you and saying, "You've ruined my gun. I don't like it. It's too sensitive." So it's always better to communicate up front and figure all this stuff out and communicate well. And as far as moving forward, as far as things I want to do after this class, I think the biggest thing that this school lacks across the board is hands-on machining and knowledge. That I was very let down with the machining introduction to machining class. I was very let down with the information that's very convoluted. A lot is thrown at you, a lot of numbers, a lot of measurements, a lot of terms, and you can't use that without doing it. It's just words on a piece of paper to me. I've forgotten most of it. It's very hard to apply that without actually having a mill or a lathe in front of me and being able to sit down and learn how to use the machine. And hopefully in the future I can do that, specifically for modifications on the 1911 platform. Simple ports, like one hole port jobs up front, make a big difference, and I'd love to be able to do that for my customers. Thank you.